Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 42 of this series. In the last one, we got that done, which is a Guardian farm. I still need to add a spot for me to AFK at, and I still need to add some more details, but mechanically it works. And also in the last episode, at the end there, we did slight panic over the fact that Guardians weren't spawning and only fish were. That's just due to distancing. It works perfectly fine. In fact, we can go down and check on it now. Haven't done much other than get that second tank up and running. But as you can see, yeah. We've got... Why did that not... it's kelp left over from... Yep. Pick that up. We're also getting some fish, which it's a byproduct. It's not necessary. We have quite a bit of food still, but it's nice to have anyway. But in this episode, I want to, now that we've got this in, I'm going to replace all of this remaining prismarine with concrete. I'm going to mark out exactly where the central tower is going to be, clear up that little tester, make the entrance down there look nicer, and make a an AFK platform up in the sky. Add some general details to the outside because I have a few, and maybe start shuffling some of these chests into the towers, like the sand, for example, just so I can eventually get to a point where I can take this thing down. Because the sooner that that's down, the sooner that this place really starts to come together. Now, in terms of the next farm we're going to make is an iron farm, because we are desperate for one. Quite where that's going to go, I'm not sure. It could probably fit in like a corner here quite well. It's just, I don't want to put it over there in that little part, because we've got the entrance to the stronghold, an amethyst geode, and there is like a slime chunk there-ish and a slime chunk there-ish. So I don't necessarily want to put it there because I want to save that for when I can probably figure out what exactly is going there. But over here should be fine. I mean, we have got plenty of space to work with, so I reckon over here will work just fine. And then, like I said, in the center, we're going to put a central tower, and I do think that I'm going to have all of the drops make their way into the tower, so I might even try and put in a sorting system. Lord help me. Just to make it even more neat. But we'll see. But the tower's probably going to be taller than all of the side towers, and it's probably going to be a little bit bigger. But that will be done post, like, essential farms. That's post gunpowder farm, post iron farm, post whatever. So yeah, so I need to make up a fuck ton more dark grey concrete. I've got an idea for some detailing, so I want to add some copper in here with stairs, walls, and slabs for more detail. That's about it. That's the detailed plans that I've got so far. In terms of making the down here look pretty, I have no clue. I'm going to wing it. Same with the AFK platform. But we are going to get started on that now. But we'll start with the grey concrete, because that is we'll probably start by clearing that down. But then we'll start with the grey concrete. Yeah, let's get on with that. Okay, so here we start putting in the super smooth stone, or technically just smooth stone, but I call it super smooth stone because I have for years. Because I'm pretty sure it used to be called that by the majority of the community. Because people called regular stone smooth stone because you had to smelt it to get it. It was like, oh, smooth. But anyway, I felt that it was quite a nice neutral block that was different in color to the base of the farm, and also what I had planned for the killing chamber. I decided on using dark oak planks for the floor and the roof, and I decided to do a different style of wall than I've done in this world before, and that is using terracotta and then a different type of block for a border. Now, I used beehives for the border because I feel as though they work quite well, and I used the green terracotta because we have an awful lot of it, and I wanted to use a different block here. And I think it looks really nice. I do expand the, as you can see here, I expand the collection system by a couple of double chests, which should hopefully hold us off until we can get to getting the main tower with the, hopefully, sorting system in place. If we can't do that, then it will just be a little bit harder, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. We know what we're doing most of the time. Okay, so, just taking a little break. Yeah, I think the Guardian farm, might work. Just a bit. Good. But we've gotten the, actual loot killed collection chamber area done, and now I'm going to start work on detailing. But I just wanted to note that, yeah, it's doing a lot better than, I was a little bit concerned, at the end of last episode that it wasn't, functioning really well and I'd need to move it all the way over here again, but no, it's good. But yeah, I'm going to add some details to this. I'm going to very quickly just plot out the shape for the, well, actually no, we'll do the details, fill up the ground with all of this concrete that I got, which I fucking well hope is enough, but it genuinely might not be. And then I'm going to put down a rough baseline circle for the central tower, and then I'm going to build a little floating AFK platform up there for the farm specifically. I think it needs to be like at least 64 blocks away to no longer spawn fish. So I need to go from the top and then up another 64, which isn't too difficult. That's at like, what, 127, I think? It's not too bad. Sure, we can do that. But yeah, so we've got the underground chamber done, and now we're gonna get started on detailing the wonderful, but at the minute slightly bland farm. All right, we'll get on with that. some extra detail to the farm, I decided to do a border on the majority of the walls with deep slate stairs and slabs. I got a little bit of inspiration from the little like wall arts thingies that we've got on the sides of the towers, but also from an old build I did on an old world, where it was basically a tower, and I used a similar sort of thing. It just had, you know, a lot more slab levels to help add some depth. I quite like the way it came out. It helps add some variation and adds a lot more depth to the build than we had before. So I'm quite happy with it. As I do mention at the end of this video, I did decide not to do it on the inside because otherwise it would be a little bit too cramped. do then add some walls onto the 2 outer corners, and I think that looks a lot better than just having the connections be bare. I think it just helps tie everything together a lot nicer. And also, again, adding a little bit more depth because it's another... it's not on the same plane exactly, it's further in, it's a smaller block. You know, more depth. Looks nicer. And then for the roof, I decided to just use deep slate brick polished and tiled slabs and just variate them across the entire roof, because A, it gets rid of mobs spawning up there, and B, it also looks quite nice. So here I am towering up an extra 64 blocks above what would be the top of the garden farm. This is because fish spawn around the player in a 64 radius bubble. So if I go more than 64 blocks above the nearest water block, we're good. Whereas Guardians, that's different. I don't quite know the exact thing, but either way it works, so we're fine. And as a result, if we're FK up there, we don't run the risk of having to get fish, cutting down the efficiency, taking up the mob spawns and all of that, which is quite helpful. It also means we get less fish byproduct, which to be honest we don't need because Guardian drop cod anyway. And we already have a bone farm for bone, so we really don't need a fish farm at all. I do make little cobblestone stairs up, just so that it's easier for me to get up there again, but as you'll see, they do very quickly get taken back down. I decided to make the platform out of quartz and calcite, and as I later explain, I have plans for it. It's not done, but I need to get something else done first, before I can before I can properly make this platform look how I want it to look. Okay, so we have got that up there done. It is most certainly not the final look of that AFK platform. It's just that, you know, similarly to the crystals, it's heavily reliant on the central tower. And I have laid out a sort of like marker for its size and where it's going to be. We need it to be big because we're going to try and put a sorting system in here. Also, it's sort of like the centerpiece of this entire build, sort of like it's, yeah, sure, we've got a bunch of farms here, but look at this cool crystal tower in the middle, you know, which has a built-in sorting system that goes through all of these farms, including that one, which is working quite well, which we will check in a second. But yes, as you can see, I've also got the entire area except for like a handful of spots concreted, and you know, need this unconcreted so that I know where the amethysts are, need that unconcreted because that's the entrance to the stronghold. What I am going to do is I'm going to go and find where the portal room is, and I'm going to see if that comes directly up in here anywhere. And if it does, that's where I will shift the tunnel to. If not, we'll move the tunnel as close as we can. I am going to sort out those chests. I'm going to start moving some of the stuff over into the silos. Like we'll have sand in that one, cobble in that one, so on and so forth. Like stone blocks in that one, I should say, because we have quite a bit of andesite as well. I do quite like the framing here. I think it just helps. It looked, sure, it's not like a completely different color. But it just helps add a little bit more depth that was just lacking, and I genuinely think that it's really helped make the build look a bit better. I didn't do any on the inside because it got a little bit cramped, like running down this side. Considering that we, need to go down here for the minute to check how the farm's doing. That's really good. I don't know if it is or not, but like to my eyes, that's really good. Like that is a lot of. Sure, we've got a fair bit of food, but we've got a fuck ton of prismarine parts, which is what we really need it for. Because I'm sure that at some point in the future or near future, I'm definitely going to be using dark prismarine for something. Actually, a nice combo that I noticed is dark prismarine and red nether brick. Now, red nether brick is one of those blocks that you do tend to sort of forget, because it is. I don't think it has walls or slabs. I think it is just a flat. It might do, actually. Let me check. Let me bring out the crafting table. Let me check. Red. Oh, it does. It does have walls and slabs. But that just goes to show how forgetful it is, because it was added. It wasn't the Nether update. I think it was like 1.12 it was added. But it's that sort of deep red in the way that prismarine is that dark sort of like blue. Obviously, blue and red aren't the completely accurate colors, but that's like basically what they are. Although I suppose that's more of like a, I guess crimson would fit quite well, and I think like a dark teal or dark cyan would work for the prismarine. But regardless, it's blue and red essentially. But they would both look very nice for roofs. And it suddenly clicked because there's in another game, Terraria, there is this guy who sells roof blocks every now and again, and they're sort of like tile roof blocks, and they're red and blue, and they work really well together in that game. So logically, they could work really well in this game. Granted, we'd probably need to get a better netherwart farm set up, but we can do that. So I do think that red nether brick and dark prismarine are going to be used a lot. Not in the pirates, obviously, but maybe in the castle and, other places like that. But yeah, I'm also actually, off camera, I'm going to just bring down this entire, cobblestone mess, if that makes sense. But yeah, my idea for the platform up there is basically it's got this sort of aura of energy, and there's going to be like a crystal spike going through it. But again, I sort of need to know how big this tower is going to be and how big that crystal is going to be, so I can get an idea of how big I should make the crystal up there. I sort of have the vision of the crystal going diagonally like that down, and there being like little particles of crystal, quote unquote, around the place, which we will make with stained glass panes, most likely, because they work quite well for that. Probably like light blue, cyan. Don't think we're going to use blue. I think blue would be too deep. Who knows? It might work, but I personally think it would be too deep. Plus, light blue and cyan matches the glass that we've already used. So, even more theme of like, oh, this isn't glass, it's magical crystal shielding shit. Like it's it's not glass, it's a magic. But yeah, I think next we're not gonna do the tower next episode. No way. We need to get a few more farms set up first. Mainly a gunpowder and an iron farm. Now, as I mentioned before, I don't want to make them over there because I know that there are slime chunks over there. So I think it's probably going to be like an iron farm there, a gunpowder farm here type deal. Which we make first entirely depends on what I feel like making. I'm going to find a good tutorial for both of them, and I'm going to see which one I prefer, and I'm going to see which one I get the most ideas for, and that's the one we're going to go for first, for obvious reasons. Why do I feel like I got rid of that block on the other ones? It's these windows took a little bit of fiddling to get right. No, I didn't. Especially on the other side, because the other side and this side aren't the exact same, because one's convex, the other's concave. So it did take a little bit of work to get them done, but we got there in the end, which I'm quite happy about. We are actually, let me just fly up here. While we're on the topic of making those windows, I did get an awful lot of the quartz back, which is great. It's just part of me now wishes that I'd done that sooner, so I didn't have to go mining as much. But we also got a bunch more. Where's the chest? We got a bunch more prismarine in, like, I think it was that chest we ended up filling. I've not, like, completely filled in the ground below because there's not much point. That would just be a waste of blocks. But I've given it the base coat of cobblestone so that it's just sort of, you know, there and well situated. Actually, an idea that I had was for, in the main tower, for there to be this sort of big, like, here's a map of the industrial district with everything name marked with banners. How well that would work, I don't know. I'm also considering putting, like I mentioned, I was thinking of putting caution tape around the bottom of the farms. I might do that, but I might color coordinate the border so it's like red for hostile mobs, yellow for neutral mobs or passive mobs, green for naturey farm bullshit. You know, stuff like that. I haven't quite yet decided because I do still think that just the flat caution tape, like the black and yellow, would look quite nice. But we'll see. That's something I'll figure out off camera at some point. Wow, just having this central part gone just makes it look a lot nicer. I can't wait to see what it looks like with all of the cobblestone down. But yes, as you can see with the roof here, I also did variate that, so it just looks a lot better, and it is all half slabbed. So only like these blocks here can spawn hostile mobs, so it's fine. That's not really. Oh, and I guess those there, because they're not half slabs there. Well, they are half slabs, but they're on the upper side of the block. But oh well. Looks nice, looks good. It's variated. It looks a lot less bland and flat than it did before, which I'm quite happy with. God, we've got a lot of sand. I'm genuinely wondering how I'm ever. And there's iron there. Oh shit, my trident. I completely forgot that I had a trident. Wow, I've gotta really, like, go through this shit because I have not cleared it since we started building this thing. But yeah, we have managed to get quite a bit done in this episode. It was little chores, but it's little chores that have helped tie the entire place together, which is very important. But like I said, off camera, I'm going to clear this cobblestone part. I'm going to get those chests moved into various storage areas and organized again. That's going to take me a bit, but I'll get it done because it will make this place look a lot nicer. I'm going to find where the end portal comes up, or where the closest spot to the end portal entrance I can get, or the closest to the end portal I can place an entrance. That's a better way of wording it. And then, oh, we might... This is all the grey concrete we have left, by the way. So we might need to make... Well... No, yeah, we'll need to make some more, but not much. So that'll be fine. But yeah, we've got a few little bits done today, but all very important little bits that help tie the place together. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.